Hey guys, how's it going? It's Joy. I'm back, you guys, with another video. I hope everybody is doing well and staying safe, you guys. So this video is not going to be too long. I just wanted to come on here and talk about a quick topic today, and I thought it was interesting. Uh I was left a comment on my video. I did want to cover that because I know I didn't talk about it before. It was kind of a long comment, and we'll do kind of like a part two on the live this week. But I did want to touch on it because the person left it. So let's review it. Maybe it can someone else is dealing with a situation like this. Okay, so basically, someone says, "Hey, it's been a long time. But I went out with another female narcissist. It's just horrible what she did to me. She slept with someone behind my back, used me for sex and to do other things with her, barely put in any effort into things, kept me hidden to manipulate me and feed me breadcrumbs and to hide me from the fact that she'll, she'll have been hooking up with other blokes. And then when I told her I couldn't make her birthday holiday because I was away, she looked annoyed at me and said I thought we would spend time together even though we only hooked up at that point. She kept herself withdrawn and insisted that I was her mental health. Insisted it was her mental health, keeping me around as a backup option and saying we could try again. She tried to stop me moving on by questioning me about it, telling me to contact her even though I didn't want to, and she said she would find me otherwise. Then she hooked up with someone, and that person completely vanished. No status or mention. Saw her with another bloke on Snapchat, and then she went back to the other person who had vanished with no mentions until later last year. I confronted her, and she, of feigned ignorance, and then I tried avoiding her. She grabbed my arm firmly and shouted at me to listen and kept trying to justify herself. Recently, I heard that she had a baby, and it upset me because she doesn't even know how to take care of herself. When I visited her one time, I noticed her flat was messy and she ignored me most of the time, playing on her her Xbox, and she made me do her shopping. It's shitty apartment, and she doesn't love herself, so she'll mess it up by being a mother. Then one person who been out with her told me that she used him before and knew how she played, and she used him as a backup option as well. Basically, she used me for sex and to do other things that kept me hidden the whole time, and I'm the only one who had to pay the price for it. Sorry for the long dump. So yeah, this is kind of a normal process, unfortunately, when it comes to dealing with narcissists. They will use you, absolutely. When you're in connections with a narcissist, they will use you for whatever they can, whether if that's a backup plan, they'll use you for sex, they'll use you as a supply, someone that they can, discard and put on a shelf, take you off the shelf. They kind of play you as an object, as a toy, pretty much. They see you as disposable, discardable. So, you pretty much mean nothing to the narcissist, and it's nothing for them to, move on, even though they really don't move on. They just move on to whoever they can manipulate better, whoever they can use better, whoever they can trick better. That's pretty much all that they do, because they can't be with anyone that's going to call them out, right? The narcissist doesn't want to be with anyone that is going to have standards, that's going to have boundaries. The narcissist needs to be with someone that is weak-minded, someone who's a codependent, someone that's probably hurting from a previous relationship, so they're not going to know their worth and their value. So the narcissist wants to be with someone that has low self-esteem, pretty much someone that is easily manipulated, easily controlled, and things like that. So, you do kind of want to be mindful of that in that regards. But yeah, and so apparently too, though, the narcissist doesn't want you to move on at the same time. So that also is a thing as well. So the narcissist is essentially is selfish, right? When it comes to that, they're definitely selfish. They're not going to want to see you move on with someone else, but then they will move on, quote unquote, but they not really, right? So they basically want their cake and eat it too, pretty much. Um but yeah, and then yeah, the narcissist will hide you, and then the narcissist, they will live their life, right? And then maybe you might find something out and it might upset you. So yeah, this is a normal thing when it comes to dealing with a narcissistic partner. So I guess the best advice is to avoid narcissistic partners, narcissistic friends, narcissistic associates, because it'll end in something it'll end like where you will pay the price for it in a negative way. And the narcissist probably gets to look like the hero, or then it might seem like, oh, the narcissist is hooking up with someone, or the narcissist has a child now, or the narcissist is married now. And then maybe you're left to feel like, oh, you did something wrong, or it was your fault, or maybe you should have made it work, or you know whatever the case is. But just so you know, it's none of that. The only thing is the fact that you just want to have better standards, have better boundaries, better criteria for a relationship or friendship. And female narcissists, it's a no. It's a no-go. It doesn't lead to anything good. There's always going to be drama, there's always going to be shadiness, there are always going to be lies. um Things are going to be hidden, things are going to be dramatic, things are just going to be manipulated, breadcrumbed, and things are going to be going on behind your back. Unfortunately, that is hurtful. So you don't want to deal with stuff like that. And for me, and I always tell people, like, if you see sense of any sorts of warnings or red flags, and of course things could get better to a degree. It depends on the individual and the person in the scenario. People at this point have to kind of prove their like their loyalty to you now, like, especially if they messed up the first time. But I'm just saying, just generally speaking, if people are kind of showing you like, hey, I'm untrustworthy, or hey, I can be sneaky behind your back, you kind of want to just be the type of person where you can let that go and just be like, hey, you know what, it's all good luck, but that's just not for me, kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? And that doesn't just have to be relationships. As far as romance, that could be friends, because you have friends that will betray you, friends that will lie to you, lie on you, um friends that will mistreat you, or gossip, and really want to be around you for certain reasons, but really they don't care anything about you. They don't praise you, they don't uplift you and stuff. So you have to be mindful. And the other thing is standing up for yourself, you guys. It's okay to stand up. Like, I know some people might be afraid, some people might be fearful. It's nothing wrong with it, you guys. Like, when you stand up for yourself, um even though other people may not like it, at the end of the day, that's how you build yourself up. That's how you build up your confidence, that's how you build up your self-esteem. When you allow people to walk over you, you be a pushover, people pleaser, people will take that as a sign like, oh, I can do anything to this person, I can say anything. This is like, no, you can't. Like, you get what I'm saying? So be the type of person where you respect yourself, you value yourself. And if you do not respect or value yourself, now it might be a good time to learn how to do that. That's when it's a good idea to reach out for help, right? Reach out for support. It's okay. It's nothing wrong with saying like, hey, I have this issue, I have this problem, and I want to work on it, I want to get better with it. It's fine, we all do it. I've done it, other people have done it. It's okay. You get me? So never be afraid to speak up and say, hey, like, I want support with this, because I do it all the time. Like, so but yeah, so I just wanted to reiterate that. because it is a thing. It is a thing. And I do want to touch on, to the fact, to the point that, a lot of people keep attracting narcissists, or we keep seeing the same scenario, but maybe it's with a different person, but it's a different narcissist. So maybe how can we avoid attracting narcissists? So what is it inside of us that's attracting the narcissist, or a narcissistic personality? Like, you guys can share with me in the comments, like, what you guys think, because a lot of times it is our personality. Sometimes we can be a magnet for a narcissist, but how can you, let's say if you attract a narcissist, but let's say if you avoid them, because you can attract anything and anyone or anybody, you get what I'm saying? But how can you avoid the harm and the pain before it comes? You get what I'm saying? How can you protect yourself from a narcissist in the future? That's the key, right? Because you don't really have any control over, the type of people that come in your life, but what you do have control over is your boundaries. You get what I'm saying? Your energy, your time, your effort, and things like that, and what you give your energy to, because you don't have to spend time with a narcissist unless you actually live with one. And even if you live with one, you can try your best to stay away from them as much as possible, which I highly recommend. But yeah, so hopefully this video was helpful. Just a reminder to let you guys know, remember, you're in control. Like, I don't want you guys to feel like you're not in control, and that you just have to deal with, like, you have to deal with horrible relationships. You have to deal with people that are, like, doing things behind your back, people that are breadcrumbing you, people that are using you for stuff. You don't have to deal with that. Like, there's good people out there, you guys. I want that to be, if there's anything you take from this video, it's good people out there, but you have to find the good from within, because when you focus on the good within, then that's how you can attract other good people. Because that was a thing for me, because I used to be like, well, dude, like, why do I keep being attracted to whether if it's narcissists, or situations and environments where it's just nothing but negativity. It's like we put up with stuff that we believe that we deserve. You get what I'm saying? And if we feel like we don't deserve better than what we're getting, then we settle for that. You get what I'm saying? So you don't have to settle for a narcissistic relationship. You don't have to settle for narcissistic friends. You don't have to settle for low level environments and low level people, and things like that. Like, you can have better for yourself, but you have to know that you're worthy of it. You have to know that you do deserve it, that you are a good person. Like, you get what I'm saying? Only if you are good, because I know there's some people listening to this that ain't good, and they just eavesdrop, and they just being nosy. You get what I'm saying? I ain't talking about those people. I'm talking about, like, the real, like, good people that keep attracting narcissists, and you want to know why, and what am I doing that's wrong? It could be something inside of yourself that is a magnet for that. So once you figure out what that is inside of you that's attracting the narcissist, then you can avoid narcissists in the future and easily spot them quicker, and just go ahead and cut it off from there. You get me? So anyway, make sure that you guys do give this video a like, share, and subscribe. We'll do a part 2 to this, because I feel like this is really important. And y'all leave a comment below. Let me know what y'all think of this. Also, leave topics that you want me to do videos about. That way we can do a video like this, and folks can learn from it, things like that. So I love you guys. Till the next time, take care. Bye.